Hey everybody, it's Lizzie. Tips from the wilderness. Time out in the wilderness, whether you know it or not. Well, I'll just say this. It has taught me to be a problem solver and to not let little things that used to prevent me from doing hard things or doing things I want to do get in the way. Right now I've been looking for a campsite. I'm on the beach. I'm at this place where you have to kind of like make your own area. And it's really windy and I'm like, I don't know where to go. I don't know if I want to do this. And then I realized I've literally been sleeping in the wilderness for a year and using tarps, and it gets real windy. And I'm like, I have a little tarp. I have other things in my car I can use. And so I'm coming up with this like situation where I can block the wind. What is that for you in your life? You know, like I can think about that in terms of reaching out to new friends or building my business. Like, oh, I can't do it because there's too many people or there's COVID or whatever. It's like, nope. What have I learned? What is possible? What have I seen other people do? I've seen other people like make it work. What is it that I have already in my toolbox, either your actual toolbox or your theoretical toolbox that you can use and use it. But the idea to use the thing and the confidence and the impetus, like it takes motivation, right? To be like, no, I'm going to try. At least I'm going to try with the tarp. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I'm going to try because I have it and that's what I do and that's what I've done. And like anyone who's worked in the wilderness, tarps are everything. But I wouldn't have known that, and I wouldn't have the creativity or the confidence, you know, like the habit of just doing whatever is necessary. And that is something I could not have learned in a different way as quickly as I did in the wilderness. Granted, I did have to do it because I was getting paid and that was my job. And that's something that I really want to help you create for yourselves, is that like gut instinct of like, you know what, I'm scared and I might not be able to do this, but I can do it this way and I'm going to do it. Because it's a muscle. It's something you have to strengthen. It's not something I was born with necessarily as strong as it is now. I mean, people who know me know I'm super adventurous. I'm like hiking by myself on this beach in this random like Monday because I felt like going on an adventure like with no one else and it's just me. Like who does that? I do that and I love it, and I know that there's other people out there who want to do it too because it's fun and my inner child gets to be excited and I get to wake up on the beach and it's so, oh my God, it's wonderful. So that is why I do this. This is why I spend time in the wilderness. This is why I'm a section hiker on the PCT. This is why I work doing wilderness therapy. And this is why I really want to take you all into the wilderness and do retreats and to do coaching, because there's only so much you can do with your mind and your mouth. You have to learn. I had to learn through my body. I had to learn through adversity. I had to learn through survival. Like living in this 21st century world, we have so much handed to us that we don't realize. Like we don't have to raise our own animals. We don't have to grow our own food. Everything is so automated that it takes the struggle out. And my mom even said a long time ago, she's like, the problem with y'all's generation is you have too much time to think. And it's true in a way. Like I have way too much time to think, so I fill it. I fill it with hiking, with backpacking, with running, with working on my business and other people's businesses. And yet I still have so much time to think. But when I'm out here, I don't, because I'm surviving. I'm trying to make a shelter. I'm figuring out what I'm going to do for food. What am I going to do, in the morning? Like, what are my activities? I have to like struggle through the wind to get to the place that I want to sleep and figure that out. And I had to drive here and I had to find a place to sleep last night. And, all of these things that take me out of my head and put me into, and I don't want to spend all my time doing this. Like, I'm going to say that, like, if I spent all my time doing this, I'd be avoiding the things in my life that I also want to get to. But spending some time doing this strengthens my internal muscles of resolve, of sufficiency, self-sufficiency, of problem solving, and of confidence and self-esteem. I feel like a badass when I do this, not only because I'm doing something that a lot of other people aren't, but because I'm a female and I'm doing this by myself. And that's huge. Like, I get scared. There's a lot of places I won't stay and a lot of things I won't do just because it's not safe. Not because I don't want to or I can't, it's not safe. And there's a lot of people out there, I'm sure you feel the same way. Pre-COVID, I know a lot of women who tell me that they like wish they could do the things that I do, but they're just too scared. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. And I understand how our thoughts create our reality. And so I'm just not scared. I grew up with 3 older brothers. So I have a lot of like fearlessness in me. I'm also super anxious and fearful in other ways. But anyway, time in the wilderness builds that inner resolve and that trust in myself and in the natural world. So I know a tarp can be so many things, and it seems so small and silly in a way. But I just realized like 2 years ago when I would have been here, I would have run away and found something else and maybe gone back to a city and having had to drive a few hours and not felt good about it. And now I'm like, maybe a tarp would work, and I'm gonna try and see, and I might end up someplace else. I'll be okay either way, but at least I know I'm trying and I'm not giving up. And that's something I did not learn early on in my life because of childhood trauma and because of all these other things. So if you feel like that's something you want in your life, like you want to be able to face the challenges that we all face, and you want to have that like ability to shift out of like, oh God, there's all these things, but you know what, I got this, and I'm going to try, and I'm going to see, and I'm going to ask other people for help and maybe look online, I don't know. But at least I'm going to try, because you know what? I got skills, and I got talent, and I got tools, skills and tools. Those, and that's all I need right now, right? And confidence. So yes, wilderness equals confidence. So yeah, hit me up, follow me, Instagram, @the-love-yourself-coach. Yeah, everything's there. Everything's within you. All the resources that you need. It's just a matter of like either strengthening them or certain things turning it down a little bit. So then you can notice what you have, right? Turn down the inner critic, turn up the inner cheerleader. That's what happens when you're out here doing it. It's beautiful. I love you all. See ya. Bye.